You've all been waiting for it, and it's here. A brand new season of United Rogue Overwatch.
Maybe? Minky?
Minky?
Minky? Oh my goodness, what was
Wow.
that? Big, oh, that's
Botman grab, let's go!
What a grab!
A new season brings new teams, new players, and for the first time, a new league.
And I'm gonna promise every single person watching right now, there will be no Ajax.
No Ajax!
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at this! The double! The triple! And then getting rid of the Arisa!
Oh, this is truly Overwatch.
Yo, okay.
It's time to see who can rise to the challenge and who will fall in defeat. It's time for Season 8.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to You Are Overwatch production stream. I'm your host and also commentator, Mario Mans. With me in this side is the one, the only, the excellent, the unfathomable, the one guy who plays tank in most games. It also goes Reinhardt, unfortunately. Dojemeister. How you doing, man?
How's it go? I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, and it's going to be an even greater match because we are in the first round of Sapphire playoffs. It is Chicago versus Pitt. Let's go, Pitt. Any Pitt interiors in chat, please reach out immediately. Oh my goodness. But it's going to be an exciting game here. Best of 5. It's going to be literally, it's going to really tell the whole story of how the rest of the playoff season is going in Sapphire. Both these teams in a head contention here. Top dogs on both rosters. A lot of MVPs on both sides. I'm really excited for this game, Doge.
Oh, same. I mean, both teams have put up quite the fight throughout the season, and right now, I mean, this will help us decide again what round 2 is going to look like for playoffs. If Chicago wins this, they're going to play SDA. If Pitt wins it, then Pitt will play Havana.
Yeah.
So-
I heard Havana's going on a hot streak recently. Unbiased, of course.
And I mean, I'm biased to SDA, so
And let's see. And we are going to get into the match here. And we're going to go do the classic coin flip. Pitt winning, of course. Rosters are going to be locked soon. But you want to go over the roster actively going for Chicago?
I mean,
Here, Doji.
So, I mean, right now, Chicago, I mean, pretty much running same lineup they've been going with. Raykov on tank, Darklaw and Sanity on the damage, Guna and Cote de Luna on the support. So,
yeah,
same thing they've been running all season. Not much for them to change around there, and it's worked for them. It's gotten them to the 6th seed, so.
Absolutely. So, and Pitt walking in with the 3rd seed. A little bit of higher contention than Chicago. With Custom Shadow and Tank, Mr. Baguette did say on DPS, Tracer and Recon on that support backline right there. And we also have our first ban of the series here, Dojemeister, as well. Pitt coming out swinging with that Juno ban.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good ban. If I remember right, I want to say that is a Cote de Luna play. I could be wrong, though. Pretty sure that's Cote de Luna that'll play the Juno. And then Chicago, on their side, will come out with the Genji ban.
Interesting. Looks like both teams are lame and slow and want to play the game a little bit more brawly, like I want to say.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Brawl coming out. I mean, you can still dive without the Genji. Much as you can still go fast. I mean, that Lucio carry for sure is going to come out on either side here. I'm assisting Ram Juno Kiri Lu. Might see some Venture pop up. Seen a couple of Venture players pop out. Suggesting a lot of DPS players making that swap to Venture and Symmetra as the season's gone by. As we are currently in the wake of a Sim meta here, Doge. So I can't wait to see all those TPs flying out.
Yeah, I mean, with metas always changing, it's always nice seeing these different heroes coming out at different times. But I mean, both tanks, solid matchup here. Raykov against Custom Shadow. Both of them, if I remember right, both play pretty decent Ramatra. I know Custom also plays the Czar, the Hazard. Custom can play quite a bit of the tank pool.
I know Rykov has also been he's kind of low-key leading the tanks, at least in the division, leading like a lot of tank elims and also KD. Are really just pumping out a lot of numbers in the past couple of weeks in the matches on that ball, which is something I want to say you have to consider if you're on the side of Pitt.
Yeah. I mean,
Ball is love, ball is life. NBA Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
and hell, if we had Log in here, we'd be seeing some Log ball. Very a classic in this league, especially if we're gone push map.
Absolutely so. Looks like we're going to start it on the cliff section, as I like to call it, on Oasis. We're seeing that ramp come up for Ryakov, custom shattered with the hazard. Seeing a little bit of more already the brawl versus dive matchup, but as you all know, Doge, the classic saying, it always leads back to brawl. So I'm curious how well this conjunction of Chicago's hovers are going to try to come out against Pitt's fast rush comp.
And we
With the
see,
sim.
yeah, Baguette pulling up the sim, probably just for the quick TP out.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, quick TP out, and of course, Darklaw is on the Torb. I think a lot of us remember the season of a Torb one-trick Darklaw.
It's always a little interesting seeing a Torb player come out, in the Big 25. But regardless, we'll also set up with the first pick of the match, getting out Tracer, Baguette with the trade onto Luna. It looks like, oh my god, Pidge just absolutely rolling over, getting the high ground advantage, just absolutely just collapsing on Chicago instantly first thing in the set. That's going to be recovered. Also the move delay.
It quickly gets a few picks. Rykov tries to cap it, but just in the end is staggered pretty heavily.
That's not how you want to try to approach your first mid. Already seeing that split set up with that Baguette and Tracer on that split as well. Such a strong matchup to try to play against if you are on the DPS side of the opposing team. Pitt looking like they want to make the way towards that small room, giving up higher ground to try to play point first. We're seeing a little bit of a huge wraparound here, Doge, as Rykov, Insanity already making their way on the point.
Trying to just pretty much just pulling Chicago off, or pulling Pitt off the high ground.
Insanity with a nice flashbang, gets out Tracer, Rykov just punching people. Insanity gets a nice squeak pick onto Jinsei. That's going to be a little bit of a turnover from Chicago as they're going to go ahead on the back line. I believe just flip the control point over Pitt. They're just going to take it over.
It's Chicago playing that lower ground, starting to take that point, forcing Pitt off the high ground, basically forcing them into them. Play point.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the fight. The thing is, they really want the fight that lost out long with the Ramacha. He just pretty much just beat that anchor for Chicago, and seeing that so already walking up. Meatball's already set up from Jinsei here, but Rykov is chilling. He's got form popped out. He's gonna hold that block button. Comes the shadows. Go ahead with the pulse bomb on the rest on the high ground for Chicago. Still holding strong though. This Dark Claw Torb is just doing too much for Mr. Baguette. He has to risk by the point here. They will end up focused on Rykov here. You're seeing a high noon comp up response with the OC on both sides. Custom Shadow a little low here. Jitsu able to come in closely with a nice shot Insanity. All of them of Chicago just still playing it back on the top of the point. Overall, without that Ramacha being at the presence of the board, that's going to completely just overshadowed and just rush down.
Both teams popping ults. We've got Chicago coming into this next fight, 4 ults on the board. It's going to be able to build up 3 ults total for this next fight, so pretty even overall.
Yeah, that Katsuni Rush going to definitely come into a huge initiation for both teams, actually. I'm expecting to see him here. Downpour from Custom Shadow here. Gets most of the team locked down. Trade already coming out. Darklaw is down, but Turret is still up. As it's doing a lot of damage to Custom Shadow. Going to restrict a lot of that rush being coming forward. The pinch is not strong enough. Urkel able to put that slow down on the board, but it's already too late. The team was already split from the beginning of that engagement. That's going to result in looking like it's going to be the first point going to Pitt. Seeing Beat come out in response here. Rekov's trying to fly forward here. Has the Annihilation. Stays itself. Refreshes his army here. We'll see a little bit of that hot Torb splooge just coming out on the floor. Able to take for the rest of the point for Chicago as they come with the beautiful engage. Half the problem, a lot of their ults though for that.
3 ults coming out for Chicago just so that they can get to the point and contest it. But again, now both teams are only coming into this next fight with the 1 ult each.
Oh,
Pulse Bomb and Tree.
Yeah, we are seeing a little bit of big flank coming from Miss Baguette, trying to take a miss insanity. Oh, a nice couple shots from the cast player himself takes him down, and that's gonna be a Pit being down a DPS with his next fight here. Looks like they're gonna do a little bit of poking just to put up some ults for the rest of their backline, but it's gonna be Rykov with the pull, and Insanity with another pick on Jinsei, completely eliminating answer factors for this push to kind of work out. Pit kind of caught in the hard place, and Ryakov, another pick, and another one from Gunna. They just cannot approach this high ground from Chicago, as Chicago now look like they're going to get the first round this time around. We're seeing a high noon pop down from Insanity here. Dark Claw getting a nice pick comes to Shadow before he even dares the touch point, and that is going to be round 1 going to Chicago.
Both teams fighting while they're going very much back and forth on those ults, those plays, and everything.
Yeah, so I wanted to say a lot of that really developed into, again, that difference in that comp, that Ram just being such a huge annoyance to the rest of the pit, trying to get the engage. They cannot get past this Ram, and even if they do, Darklaw on that Torb, pretty much just, you know, Chicago playing a 65 I made, that Torb just being an extra player means that gets me so much the pit has to worry about on that engage. If they don't play their dives cleanly, they're gonna be looking like this map is gonna be out early for them.
See Raykov swapping over to a D.Va here now.
This is also a huge. Yeah, from what I understand, Rykov also favors the D.Va a lot in terms of these matchups against the tank, going Hazard or even Ram. But seeing it already, Rykov getting very aggressive here. Dark Horse Turb's already targeted down here. A lot of damage kind of cut off from Chicago as they have to pretty much play to live to try to have an individual chance of getting top of this fight. But it seems to be a pinch on both fronts here. Comes out with a huge pinch with Tracer on that amp boost. And that's pretty much be a full team wipe. The first one you've seen in the series so far, Doge.
Custom Shadow got a good wall on the side there, allowed the rest of Pit to just push in from top, clean up the fight.
Yes, so. And also going to be, for Pit, they're going to come out on top of the ult economy here. We're seeing OC already first one inside be coming out to pop out in this fight here, which is going to be kind of difficult for Chicago to play around here. That Sojourn ult is just so powerful, even against, I don't know, like their choice of lineup of casting the Torb. Already seeing Rykov trying to push point a little bit, getting a little bit of low ground presence here. Almost gets a cap here because Shadow barely catches on here. There's going to be a lot of utility dump just for this Rykov Ram, but they're still going to try to go ahead with this pinch for the background. This Baguette, so trying to push onto Chicago's backline here. They look at the Tor turret, but still both teams have not lost a single player, as it's just going to be pretty much a stall for whoever gets the ult first. OC still in Greenwich for Pit though. Now we're seeing Custom Shadow already getting the pick as well. Jinsei finally coming in with the meatball, getting out Insanity here. Tracer getting traded out, but it's not enough. Pit just coming out on top, holding that high ground, guys, is able to go so fast and just jump at that Chicago vulnerability, making that split work very well in their favor.
And Pit still hasn't used any other ults. There are almost up to 5 ults now. Chicago's getting close to all of theirs as well.
Yeah, that is true. This is really bad honestly for Pit. And we are seeing a little bit of a walk-up coming from Chicago. It's going to be early continuing rush from Pit, but here comes the downpour, and that's not going to lock down anybody from Chicago, but it doesn't matter. Rykov gets singled out way early, pushing way too forward. And that's going to be a tree coming out before Gunna gets taken out, but it's not enough. Chicago loses that push. Pit bringing it all ready for a hot pocket of a game, 1-1. And this is so far just, I don't know, this has been quite a contending matchup. You're seeing both teams really excel, playing to both their strengths with both these comps here, Doge.
Both teams putting out good damage, making great picks, early picks, and just fighting these fights really well. Playing together, they really aren't spreading out too much. I think, if anything, Raykov is getting out there a little bit here and there. But overall, both teams are fighting these really well.
We are going to see a bit of a stunt up. Raykov once more having a little bit of an identity crisis, swapping over to the monkey this time around. However, Pitt will get to the high ground before they will. We are seeing the Sim coming out on Dark Claw as well. I have not seen most teams run the Symmetra in this division, so Dark Claw Sim's definitely inches one. TP already coming to high ground here. It's going to be Raykov Gunna taking it forward here, back trying to play intat engagement, but the angle is just too short. Gunna gets taken out first, able to get caught out of here. Dark Claw as well falls to the Tracer Lucio. It's going to be a 3v5, but it's going to be Chicago again the first cap, but for how much percentage would you say, Doge? They're going to be caught out regardless afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, Raykov just trying to stall this as long as he can, try and get a little bit more percentage. They'll only get about 12%, not even. And Raykov is staggered with that again. So allowing Pitt to get a little bit more percentage.
Yeah, having Jinsei, I'd say in the Sode versus Cast matchup here, Jinsei have a bit of an upper hand, especially with them allowing to just take high ground here. And we're seeing it right now, the walk-up for Chicago is very not good. As I see that, Darklaw just putting the words out of my mouth, gets a great headshot onto Tracer Eraser. Case him down, that's going to be a great pick. Raykov goes ahead, dives onto the Jinsei here. He's able to live, but for how long as the rest of Chicago try to move forward? Raykov with a nice, good slam of the Jinsei. Nakamata, be able to play the Kiri diff. That's going to be Chicago taking the point back after 39%. And we're seeing get once more Pitt coming on top of the ult economy here, and it's definitely playing a huge favor into their fight wins here, Doge.
Already got, I mean, Baguette already has that pulse bomb, probably gonna, I mean, already around in the back of Chicago here, trying to find somebody. As Guna now jumps off. Possibly? No, I thought they were going to go for a pulse there.
Yeah, it would have been a good time, I think, but Darklaw decides that decision too early for him. Gonna take him down. Jinsei with a trade onto Life Giver. What a great, crazy rail to get him down. Custom Shadow going forward with initiation. Trades out. Darklaw able to take him down. Darklaw has been such a huge impact at Chicago's defense by trying to hold on to the point here. Honestly, making a lot of good picks before the fight even happens. And to see that Luna gets a nice, good headshot on the Jinsei, that's going to be such a huge stagger. Definitely going to get so much time off the board for them.
GD has always been great on this tour, but I think it was 2 seasons ago now that we had JD only played Torb the entire season. And was it 3 seasons ago?
Was it that
It was a couple seasons ago.
That would make any man go insane, I think. That's not healthy.
But
Somebody do a wellness check on this man. As I say that, we're going to see a bunch of high dudes. Ults coming out. Both teams going to pop the Kiri and support ults, actually. Actually, both DPS and Spartas were popped this fight. But and Pitt is going to go ahead with a full steam ahead of that mentality. They're just driving on the backline here, able to take out the entirety of that is Chicago in just a fair play here. A couple Qs being popped out, a lot of ults invested, but hey, they get the point.
I mean, Pitt actually invested all of their ults into that, whereas Chicago still has both the primal and the tree.
They got engaged.
Pitt putting in a little bit too many there, probably. They get the point, they get the fight, but now they've still got at least one more fight to get through, and they're short on ults.
Yeah, Raykov with that primal. It's going to be a huge engaged tool for Chicago as well. That tree being able to keep them up. If the Anagoras, they only have one fight to win it, and it might be here. Seeing Raykov getting a little bit of an angle here. JD getting very aggressive on point here. Here comes Raykov with the dive here. Doesn't seem to get much achieved with the jump here. Here comes Baguette going on response from the backline here, but the rest of Chicago is still on point though. It's going to be able to push forward with the engage, and here's that tree, and at this point, the map might as well just be over. Pitt have lost the first map of this series here, Doge, and it seems to be quite a contention as we're still seeing Tracer's trying to run around. He's just trying to he's doing all he can, but what can you do with one frog in a dream? Unfortunately, he was squashed. Chicago take first map.
Yeah. I mean, Tracer trying to hang on there at the end, trying to contest as long as they could.
Trying to cash in that check in, brother. There's a chip.
Mm-hmm. The difference in ult economies at the end there is what allowed Chicago to take that fight and take this map.
Even then, so especially with the Pit trying to play the matchup faster, which was arguably what you needed to do against Chicago's slow brawly comp with the Torb. Unfortunately, though, that again, as I say that, the Torb is going to be the biggest issue for their game plan. So, well played by Chicago.
Now, with Chicago winning it, map pick and first ban will go to Pit. Gonna see where they want to go. I don't see them making any roster swaps. They've been set on this roster that they have now, custom on tank. I know at one point we saw Recon on the tank, and Recon can really put in some good work on that tank, but they've been able to rock it out with this custom Shadow on tank here.
I think I agree. I think you just have custom Shadow, just play the tank here. It's what they process majority of the season. I think especially in the playoffs run of all time for Pit, it's something you kind of necessarily have to do in order to maintain that mental. Maintain's only half the battle, but having that core consistency, what you practice, you don't want to try to force out anything too hastily in such an important match like this. It really is. It's a make or break, really, for them. But I want to talk more about that the Torb pick from JD. I think Doge, you have more insight than me on the psychopath that is currently in the lobby right now.
I mean,
no Jones.
Yeah, I mean, a few seasons ago, he just decided he was gonna play the Torb only, and he stuck with it the entire season. And correct me if I'm wrong, mostly towards chat here. I want to say they won that season.
You're saying they have lost a single map that season?
Yeah, they ended up
with the. You're saying that. So what I'm understanding is the Torb team, the team that ran only Torb,
ended up going all the way and winning it. Won it all.
And none of the other teams thought that, hey, let's go Reaper, or I don't know, ban him.
He definitely had some issues throughout. Yeah, so 4 seasons ago is when it happened. I don't think we didn't have hero bans in place at that time.
Okay.
So that is, I think, maybe the only or one of very few flawless seasons that we've had ever in this league.
That is crazy. I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah.
I'm trying to process that right now.
But as we talk about that, Pit has decided which map they want. They are gonna pick up Circuit Royale. I think it'll favor Customs Hazard a bit more here. I know Baguette on the Genji can put in some great work as well.
So you're telling me they picked a long sightline map against the Torb team? I will not be surprised if Torb is gonna be banned by Pit here, Doge. I don't know what to say. I'm still processing that. I'm sorry.
You do have Insanity on Chicago though, and Insanity is known for hit scan. Yeah. Cassidy, Sojourn are the two that Insanity really excels on, but hit scan just overall is great for them. So you could see them target banning something there as well.
I hope to see that as well. Honestly, as both rosters are going to be locked in. We're also seeing a bit of Circuit Royale update in terms of the meta. I want to say what's really hot at the moment for this particular map is that Ram rush just being a huge differential maker. You know, the Mei being more prominent. A lot of teams I think running the Mei. Junkrat for some reason. I don't know why people would go Junkrat.
Oh.
Ever, but you know,
as a former Junkrat main, that intrigues me.
That also intrigues. I mean, like realistically, like what's your take on Junkrat on this map? Like, would you play? Could you realistically make it work in a setting like this?
Personally, I wouldn't play it too much just because of how open it is.
Right.
It's so open in long sight lines that I feel like a Junk would struggle here.
Right. As well as let the Weaver being a really good pick for this map as well. And as I say that, Pit banning Life Weaver, which there's going to be a huge Gunna target ban right there. So they still have the BAP, of course. So, you know, Lucio BAP might be a good contention for Chicago's backline of choices. Of course, Ana's still there, Kiri's still there. A lot of impactful support options are still viable, which is something that Chicago is very lenient into making those swaps. You know, Chicago's are huge, as I understand it, huge counter swap enjoyers. Which is, you know, you can have your opinions about that. You know, I think of it as playing smart. The other side of me feels it as being complete losers and having no love from their parents whatsoever. But that's besides the point.
And I was gonna ask what we thought Chicago was gonna be, and I was thinking maybe target Custom Shadow here, but instead they're gonna come out with a Freya ban.
Freya, I mean, she is the DPS of all time. You know, nerfs haven't really factored there that much. Wise decision to ban Freya. Alternative though, I think Ram would have been a much, well, maybe Ram could have been a much larger impact. You know, trying to just get rid of that huge rush, force the Custom Shadow on the Sig, alternatively on the Hazard, force into the Brawl versus Dive matchup again. If Chicago can do it once, they can probably do it again, and this would be the match to do it since I believe they are starting on defense as well, which means they can just set the pace for the entire map if we get a good successful hold.
Yeah.
But alas, Doge, we are banning, we are target banning, which is of course not frowned upon in the playoff scenario. This is, you do want to try to win as much in matches as you can in a reasonable time span, so. And I can already see a message in this Discord as I'm already being quoted. Literally I think this is like my first cast on the stream and already being quoted. Phenomenal. Thanks guys.
Love it.
But you know, it's, you know, I mean, what can you say? You know, again, I'm an unbiased caster of all time, so as in I have no bias towards no team whatsoever. Not even my own. As I say that both rosters are locked in, Doge. They're loading the map. Doge, what are your predictions for this map results? You thinking 3-2, or you think Chicago is going to get this first cell down?
I'm not too sure, honestly. I could see this going either way here. I think Custom might... He doesn't... I don't know. Custom going through some of the different tanks, Raykov going through different tanks, I think could cause them to struggle some. But with Pit, with this Genji, I like the Genji here. I think the Genji is going to be a menace, but we do currently see JD on, or Darklaw on the Mei, and Sanity on the Cassidy. So
classic pick from him. And we're also seeing a bit of identity politics for both tanks in this match. Ram Mirror, which is reminds me of another classic OWCS stream, as it seems to be the only thing I see all the time, and for good reason. Ram, again, is the tank of all time. I've been saying this for months, of course, but now lately a lot of people have been being very vocal for their Matcha nerf. That may or may not come soon. Who knows? But regardless, floodgates are open. we're gonna get into the first confrontation of this map. Rykov backing up the corner already, giving a little bit of breathing room for Pitt. Let's see if it works out in the counter aggression as he's already being discorded. Tracer on that Zen might be a huge issue for Rykov here, Doge.
Tracer can do some great work on this Zen.
Oh my goodness.
Baguette goes down to JD.
The wall coming out. And it's gonna get Custom Sour very low. Missiles coming in. He's still living! Rail block, everybody.
Ow, okay.
Never mind. They threw us for a loop. Doge Custom Shadow. Take it down.
I thought Custom was about to make it out of there.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna be honest. But regardless, that's going to be a bit of a stagger for Pitt. Chicago holds on to the first bench here. Cart practice comes up a little bit more. Now we're seeing Baguette taking a little bit more of a side angle here on that upstairs room. Markov opting to play a cart very early here. Gets slept and discorded here. Wall trying to save in from the Mistress team, but it's not enough. Luna also not very low, but Insanity will be the one be getting caught. That's going to be Pitt with a successful engage. Turned into just a nice play from their backline. No swaps. Pensive.
Both teams getting close to a damage ult here. Insanity with the high noon, Jinsei with the OC. Get some ults, and then again, Pitt's a little bit closer on some of those support ults as well.
Another thing to consider, problem with Chicago's comp into Pitt is that Honest is very much active as well, which means that net in and out is going to be a huge difference maker into whether Chicago can make their push work out or not. But anyways, from that, Ray just gets a great good punch onto Mr. Baguette, falls to the ground here. Custom Shadow barely living past the wall here. Rest of the team able to provide a little bit of backup, but they will not be able to get the first checkpoint. OC and Blizzard being responsive and popped forward here. The nano on Jinsei will get that Insanity. Great pick from him. The rest of Chicago has to back up. It's too much damage here. Luna forced to pop rally here. Keep his team alive here. But Rykov's not in LOS. Gets taken down. He's going to be contesting for the first point here. Ray as well being popped. It's so much ults being invested for this hold. And it just might work out as Dark Clouds gets a great pick on to Baguette. But Custom Shadow is on Ramatra, and he's still alive, and Barakat can block so much damage, and it's just gonna become fall short as Pitt gets first checkpoint.
They just kept staggering their way into that fight, trying to contest as long as they could. I mean, it takes a little bit of time off the clock, but now they're getting this extra cart progress here.
As well as that here on Sunday, they're making that switch to Bastion, which would I have a lot of opinions about Bastion, but I will refrain from speaking them since this is technically a sponsored cast. But regardless, Custom Shadow can take it out. Ryan blocking, just gonna live forever. Just lives. Big nade on top of Chicago, which means Pitt gets to take that space for free. Nice, comes out. Baguette with a huge blade, trying to get down, gets Insanity. I think. Just kidding. Missiles are great utilization to use, and Rykov's going to respond right back with his annihilation of his own. Gets down Jinsei, and Insanity is being traded out, but it does not matter. Gets taken down by the Rykov annihilation as well, and Chicago, just like that, takes hold before that second checkpoint comes in.
Finally able to stop some of this cart progress. I don't mind the Bastion. You're going to get a ton of damage being able to go into this Ramatra.
I think it's I think it's a matter of timing, right? It's a matter of getting that Bastion set up and like timing his form well with the rest of the team, be able to push forward. Chicago has been able to do that, to be fair, but we're seeing a sneaky flank coming in for the rest of Pitt. Slow goes down, Wall immediately backed off here. Bit of a trade, 1 cooldown for 1 cooldown. Cosmo Shadow, however, still pushes forward. Wall is up, and with that Blizzard coming for this shit, but Tracer with a huge trans going to be coming in clutch, keeping the rest of Pitt in this push. They still want to go ahead. Huge nade come out from the side of the backline of Chicago here. They have to give up so much space. Rykov is sooner or later is going to get focused down and forced. Just what comes out on him has to back up. Darkflower trying to take a little bit of pressure off, but gets caught for it. Rykov, however, goes in, heads in for Pitt's backline, gets him taken out, and send it with an ult, gets him forget, but Cosmo Shadow is still alive. Picks down the rest of the backline. They did Chicago, and overall, they just played that trade better.
And Tracer's just been each well, both times now that Darklaw has had that Blizzard, Tracer has the ult as well. And is just immediately ready with it and on it.
Not only that, the Nano coming out for Recon just being such a huge difference maker in this fight here. It's something you gotta consider against the Gina Break matchup is you have that speed, you have the sustain, but if you can't get anything in a short time span, what's the point? So saying that, Ray comes out, looks like Chicago are already getting a nice good clean push themselves, taking out so many players from Pit early on in the fight. And another team wipe. How about that, Doge?
Good way to start this point. You do have to use an ult to secure the fight, or just for that fight in general. But
Only one sport ult though.
yeah, start of that fight, you did have Custom just get trapped between two walls, and that's just where that fight started and where it ended, really.
Oh my gosh.
As soon as Custom was down.
Custom Shadow coming with a huge slow. Just stopping so much of that Chicago early rotation. Able to catch up Rykov and Insanity here. The rest of Chicago's backline forced to just back up, and that's going to be so much space taking in just a short span. Only OC popped that fight. Seeing a lot of that. One ult for each fight being one out, but this is where the real fight comes in here. 4 ults a piece of each team. I'm ready to see some keys being popped in, Doge.
We should have good Q Overwatch moment coming up here.
Oh yes. Blizzard come out, will be the first one
Now
popped
pops
in.
one.
Annihilation from Custom Shatter and translocation coming in from the trans. Rally from Luna, keeping his team alive. All gets taken out. That's actually such a huge play for Custom Shadow here. It's going to be Bastion, Pomper Retaliation, Annihilation, Keeper Cuff in the fight here. Blizzard from Mr. Pickett of his own here. It's going to be Chicago still coming on top here. They cannot seem to beat out this flip. Pit at least cannot. And Custom Shadow still trying to push forward, trying to get that back on the train, but it's not enough. Another team wipe.
Both teams basically using everything they've got there. Pit still has the Nano from Recon here. That
Nano.
should be all they need to win this fight and cap this point. Hopefully before it gets to overtime.
Has to be if they want to get that 3 checkpoint, if they really want to make that walk up hard for Chicago. But we're seeing a little bit of a split push maybe from Pit? No. Actually, yes, we are.
Baguette's going straight to point.
Because Shadow Rykov getting not improvable before they just completely passed each other. The classic Ramacha exchange there. Cosmo Shadow getting busted off the point here, but I think that's actually what Pit really wants here, as they're able to get a lot of card progress, but here comes Jinsei with the Nano, completely obliterated, unspotted, with no vision whatsoever. Takes down 2! Could be 3. Luna has to pick up the shield here, and it's just a matter of if Rykov just can live long enough for Racine to come back up. Ramblock can do amazing wonders for the team, but it cannot do enough against a Nano Sojourn who has OC off. Oh my god, Jinsei putting in so much work. Gets up.
It's the 5K!
6! Oh, 6! Oh, Jinsei!
Oh no!
And Nano was called to win the fight, and Nano it was that got Pit so far up. Jinsei actually putting in phenomenal work. Chat clip that.
Just clicking heads.
Good old M1 lead from free gameplay right there. So now we swap sides here. Doge, has your prediction changed? Do you still think it's going to come in at the 3-2?
I could see this going into OT. I think we see this going into some overtime here. I think Chicago's got a solid chance pushing this. I think they've got to figure out exactly what they're using to do it. And I mean, right now we're seeing Insanity on the Reaper, Darklaw on the Symmetra. Obviously very different. Baguette's currently on the Hanzo. So multiple swaps coming out of both sides here.
I'm seeing a little bit of a like I said before, Doge. It's nice that you obviously see a lot of variety in Sapphire, and I think that really comes down to how well each player can kind of just come on top of each other with the. But not to say not the incline to not play into the mirror, but the incline to try to just combat just that soft encounters. That Hanzo, that Soj, that double hit scan backline could provide a lot of utility for Custom Shadow to just play in the front. However, like you said as well, the Reaper coming in Insanity could be a huge threat to the entirety that is the fragile Pit backline. TP coming out already, Insanity.
Messing that up though. Tried getting that up high ground. Only got it on top of that truck.
And the thing,
That
that
was-
Reaper as well. Oh, sorry. Sorry, go
You're
ahead.
good. Go.
I was saying, Reaper, Insanity as well. The other thing about Reaper, he doesn't have a lot of mobility except the raid for him. A lot of it is just himself being able to stay inside the dive. I'm saying that Chicago's backline already been taken down. As Pitt is going to be pushing forward, Cosmo Shadow just splitting the whole team in half. Is going to be a scuffed push. They're still going to get card progress though off of it.
Yeah, Chicago tried TPing in the back there. They got Pitt very low overall, but not able to finish off those picks.
I think like you said, that TP being scuffed, if the gauge was a little bit more cleaner, I think we would have seen a way different approach than what Chicago's taking now. But now, since they didn't really get out here, the Reaper pick not really putting in their favor. And that's watch the Surge, seeing a classic Symmetra comp putting in place here as they're all getting a 5-stack through that small doorway. They go for that TP here. Coming in clutch will be that slow and that ring. But Jinsei with a nice shot onto Gunna. The whole fight is going to be scuffed and twine here. But again, with a nice headshot onto Luna as well. And it's just the rest of Pit trying to clean house here. Rykov, however, despite these pushes going very wrongly, still getting a lot of card progress.
Currently escaping that dragon. Wow.
God.
And takes out Baguette.
Oh, Rykov. Oh, yeah, just you got a fancy there. I thought it was really going to get picked up for sure, but Jinsei not able to find the shots he needed. We'll have to back up behind that second bend now, which is really where that huge long angle comes into fruition. That you really see that double hit scan back on Ruth's shine. And as I say that, Baguette's still rolling up for spawn, so Chicago just needs to act fast if they want to try to get any sort of evil space comes out before the Jinsei OC and Neto comes in. What more? Oh my god, it's happening again, dude. He's getting 2. He's getting 3. We do almost saw a 4th. Oh my god.
I think if Pitt can keep doing that combo there, I mean, Chicago's going to struggle, I think, just to get this first point. They've got less than a minute and a half here to get first point. Going into it, they'll get 2 ults, going into 2 ults. Actually, they'll be able to get 3.
I mean, it's really hard now playing into that ult rotation as well. Like you mentioned before, that those ults can come into play. So this was a Tracer having such great trans as just saves Cosmo Shadow out of a risky tank duel, able to get Raykov to the full retreat, has to for annihilation, but it might be a little scuffed. He doesn't really have any sort of meaningful LOS of his supports to keep it alive. That's just going to be all straight towards the bin at Chicago. A little different as Darkfall is back on the Torb. And we're seeing 30 seconds left in the match here. Chicago has a Ray in the OC that work in the favor. Coming close to the Torb ult. Somehow, Darkfall getting a lot of effort and a lot of that damage to try to get this ult as fast as you can, but like I said as before, Custom Shadow has that annihilation advantage. It's really going to come down to how long can both these Rams just stay alive before their teams do anything. As I say that, Jinsei, another phenomenal generational pick, gets down gun on Darklaw taking out as well with another great headshot from Mr. Forget. OC comes from Insanity, but and again OT coming out, but that's going to be a nanoed ram on your entire team with annihilation. That's map 2 going out just straight to gore, Doge.
I was definitely very off on that possibility of an OT. Pitt just standing their ground, not letting them get this first point.
I was with you. I thought it was going to go to OT as well, I'll be honest. But like whenever I see Remy, I always assume like, oh yeah, we're going to be here for like a while. But
yeah.
No, Jinsei has getting that booster shot with that OC coming in as well, doing that ult cycle. Super deadly, especially when he's just pretty much just getting away with it for free. We saw that a lot on their when they're on the attacking stage, pushing their onto Chicago's last. Rykov dropping down early, getting a lot of attention means that Jinsei just gets in for free, uncontested. And we saw that just pretty much just gets to play the game for absolutely zero cost.
And now puts our series tied 1-1. Chicago gets the map pick, gets the first ban. I mean, you could easily look at. We've seen a lot this season. Teams go into the Flashpoint maps early. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it here. Them trying to ban out something from Custom Shadow, get rid of the Ramatra, get rid of the Hazard. And just try and get their momentum going again.
I'm suspecting either two things. Chicago want to take it to Saravasa, which is a map that generally they would favor. Or I don't even like probably a hybrid that's kind of more focused for their brawl game plan, like I don't know, King's Row maybe.
King's Row would be nice. Unfortunately, it's not in the map pool.
What's wrong with you people?
You could do. Hey, it was a mix. It was we do a community vote and a wheel spin.
You know, here's the thing about democracy, Doge. Sometimes people are wrong.
I mean, we had it. It was community voted last season, so we didn't want it to be an immediate. All right, community vote this season. We didn't. We wanted to change it up a little bit. So we said, all right, if it was in last season, it's going to be. It can still be on the wheel spin, just not voted in. So it still had a chance. But RNG wheel was not on the side of the people.
Next season, though.
But instead of seeing them go to Flashpoint, we're going to see them going to Push, taking them over to Runasapi.
Or Zorkla likes to praise it, Runa Sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't... Okay. Alright. What's up with this terminology nowadays? Runa Sloppy, Team Slop, Block Slop, Dive Gem. What? You guys are wacky. No offense.
Everything is just. I don't even know anymore. It's weird.
It's weird. Are you just showing Doge? Oh no. We're gonna sloppy. I'm gonna suspect incoming Ramban. What do you think, Doge?
I could see it, but instead, it seems like Chicago really isn't afraid of the Ramatra too much, or afraid of Custom Shadow, because they're gonna ban the Ana. Now, in turn, we could see it come out from Pit. They could go in, say, we don't want to play Raykov's Ramatra anymore.
I mean, I think I understand why Chicago would want to ban Ana, as we've seen twice. The Jinsei generational just alt usage with the Nano OC, but I don't think the Nano was really
with that, if you're worried about the Nano OC, take away the OC.
Yeah, that's my point too. But I mean, it's not a bad ban by any means. I mean, you don't have to worry about, getting anti, getting slapped. This is most likely Pit just probably going to look at that and be like, okay, we're just gonna go Kiri Lucio, to make it. I mean, the rush would try to benefit this map more. Potentially, maybe we're seeing an incoming Orisa swap from Custom Shadow, or Zarya. Zarya even would probably be not a bad pick here, or Diva. You have a couple options if you're on Pit. Some of the Ana ban doesn't really affect your gameplay that much. You can still even run the Ram. You can just swap out the Ana for. You can keep the Anas. You just keep the Zen. You just go Zen Kiri, even Zen Bat potentially. Play more towards that strategized focus fire. But we shall see how Pit responds with their ban and their. Okay, that happens, guys. Pit coming in.
They were done with JD.
Torbjorn is removed from this map. You will not see a Torbjorn being run on Runa Sloppy. The one map where I argue Torb is not very strong on. But okay. Let's do it. I would say that's a band you would save for a later map, no?
I would. I mean, save that for like the hybrid or something.
Absolutely, sure.
But instead, they're gonna ban it here. I don't know. I mean, with the Tor being banned, I think out of Darklaw, we could see that Symmetra come out again, see the May come out. I think if anything, I'd prefer that May.
Maybe Sim would probably be my favorite. No, I would argue that you take, I mean, you can still run the May, but like Sim would probably be more effective. Getting that TP, just instantly just open up an angle on execution, or we just see, the
That makes sense now.
My eyes deceive me. Is that true? Is this real, Doge? Is that a ball?
This
in my
is
Sapphire
real.
game?
This is real Sapphire gameplay here.
Oh.
Raykov on the Wrecking Ball. Darklaw
This-
is on the May. And
This is
pretty
the
much
most-
everything else there is what we're used to seeing.
This is the most Ben and Joe comp I've ever seen from Chicago thus far. Bao May cast Life Weaver Kiri. What's the angle here? I'm just win your ones, I guess. I'm not
guess.
sure.
I mean, you could use the ball to push the team in, I guess.
Survive the dive. I mean, you're surviving. You're not dying, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, right there you had, they were able to wall off Custom Shadow. Is the rest of the team was all focused on the ball, so being able to do that, draw the attention away.
I also gonna camp. He actually pulled Raykov instead of Insanity, which while he was low, which because he was just fully slash him. Oh no!
Oops.
You are not Admiral Gun. I'm sorry. Oh, regardless, bit of a misplay. Already working our way for that first checkpoint, getting that first forward spawn for Pit, which means I'm about just a couple of moments. We're gonna send them Gil pretty much full postal here on Gunna. As much as Wifey can stay alive here, it gets a full dive team. Bit difficult, what you say?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm worried about the way these tanks are playing. You've got Custom Shadow up. Both tanks are just playing in the other team right now, and they both die for it.
And no, no. Okay, I got a heart attack for a second there, Doge. I'm not gonna lie. I struck myself to doom. I was about to lose it. I was about to leave the cast. I'm gonna be honest. But no, okay. Raykov came to his senses, just realized that ball was not it. He was not balling. He needs to stand his guard. He needs to hold block. We're seeing the Ramattra come back into full rotation here, as if Pit hasn't already gone so much distance with it. 79 meters. Have a forward spawn here, and already in a great angle to isolate Raykov, force him out. Go for that downpour and the dive, unless that downpour doesn't hit anybody. Treep comes up from Gunna, able to keep the rest of Chicago alive as they take that Mr. Forget here. One man down, that's a whole DPS, and all that angles from Pit is thrown out the window as they're just forced out. Oh my gosh.
Out backing up, but Pit's coming into this next fight, coming up on 4 ults. There's
Kitsune.
2 of them immediately.
Oh my God.
Kitsune OC.
Blizzard, Blizzard trying to catch up again, and trying to be but able to live just in time, which means Chicago stays alive a little bit longer. Oh my gosh, Jinsei!
Oh no.
Huge pick on the Dark Lens, and he falls immediately afterwards here. Cusparado just inside of Chicago's backline. Pause. Resume. Tracer is about to die to wake off. Not a bad friend from Pit. Not also not bad from Chicago. It looks really well. Able to stay alive past the OC and Kitsune Rush. But again, that's not the real difference that this comp wants to run with Pit. They want to get in there and they want to get in there fast. Which means that it's on Chicago's court to try to respond back with the Kitsune Rush and the high move of their own.
Yeah, they've got to do this stuff early as they are. I mean, they had to do it early if they want to try and get this bot back, get rid of these forward spawns, and really start pushing it themselves.
Cosmic Shadow forces out Raykov in the corner. Slow's already popped out wall as well. But Shadow is still proud. He wants to be in this backline. All he can do is really smile and just back up, get ready for that re-engage on that hard. And it's going to look pretty soon, unless Rykov able to push forward that Annihilation. And a Dark Claw. Oh my gosh. That's a statement right there. That was a statement Dark Claw just made that didn't say. He just says, no, it's time. It's about time you get headshot this time before the fight happens. And that's going to be Haining popped out. Confirms the fight Emperor. Custom Shatter?
Sure.
You didn't get anybody. You got the. He really got the. He really showed the ground who's boss though.
Yeah,
be honest.
the ground and the bot.
You said screw you, Rob. You're staying here. Even though it was already contesting, but you know what? It's the thought that counts. You know, it's not the effectiveness of the ult that's being used.
And now Rykov goes down late, staggering himself again. It's gonna be able to get back up and take this forward spawn back.
I was saying that too. Like he mentions as well. That ult cycle coming in once more. The Kitsune and OC is up soon, especially towards a very important hold. As Rykov is once again having an identity crisis, does not know what to wear to prom as he is on the hog, trying to crank it. Gets a nice hook on Custom Shadow though. Armor already down for him. Has to back over versus the team. Could be good. Oh my god, Dark Claw! Gets a nice headshot on Mr. Baguette on the rip. Jinsei almost getting caught out too. Pit will be able to re-engage for sooner than later, but Hog Pan, the Hog pick might be good here. As Sanity gets a nice shot on the Tracer as well. Rykov, another phenomenal hook on a Custom Shadow. That's the, oh my gosh, that's the whole game plan, isn't it? I'm gonna stop the engage before it even happens. Force out Custom Shadow. The rest of the pit can't do much off their own. They need that hazard engage. If Rykov can keep this up, they might as well just be tied at this point, as ults once again are in the favor of Chicago. They have that economy in their favor. Whether or not they use it effectively is up in this fight as Blizzard popped down here. Both University being popped out. Tree is in the back line, keeping the Chicago alive here. Gets 2-1 pick. Pulse comes out. That's just a great puck from Rykov as well. Jinsei.
Darklaw with a great Blizzard there. What threw me off about the Blizzard, Tracer Racer just walks right into it. Tries booping Darklaw out of there, but still gets frozen themselves.
Unlucky.
That one threw me off. A little confused by that.
Yeah, get your further too. Custom Shadow close up on that downpour, Insanity with that high noon, be able to get a lot of space here. Already we're seeing Chicago playing a lot of catch up, but playing it very well. Dark Claw with another headshot on the Mr. Baguette. That is crazy. Dark Claw is locking in. Insanity getting ready to pop that hiding around that corner. Hook comes in, downpour for the
Oh no, Insanity!
Jinsei, I like what he did it again! He can't keep getting away with this though. Just gets through the backline uncontested for free. Gets so much value. Already 3 picks off of that fight for him. What could have been a really close game could have been up for OT. Chicago fell in close because Hog unfortunately is very slow. That scouting is going to come in very late for them.
Yeah, I mean, Jinsei just making his way around back, getting those early picks. I mean, custom popping the downpour, connecting with Insanity, and while Insanity's in it, decides to pop the high noons. That's an ult that they're down and going to be missing.
Pit's going to come out early with the beat engage for Custom Shadow, able to catch out Insanity. Dark Claw also going down with Jinsei, even able, once again, just making his way downtown, walking fast, shooting the bot, walking faster, and just able to eliminate the entirety that is Chicago with a little help of Mr. Bickett getting some clean up done. Back once more, forward check quick comes in fruition. A minute and a half left. Chicago is gonna come out ults later than Pit will. Oh, Pulse comes out here from Baguette, does not catch anybody. Downpour comes to fruition. Jinsei OC is in the sky. Gonna, oh my god, Dark Claw! eliminates the OC, but it's not enough for his team. Kazashiro is still in the backline. This comes around, but the rest of the team is gone. Who's
Big
in the follow-up?
freeze.
But there's no follow-up. Oh, Luna might be able to. Suzu's out. Not even look at the TB out. Will get staggered. What could have been a great turnaround ends up back falling. Doja's coming close. A minute left. Chicago got 3 ults. What do you think they should do here?
Chicago coming in with the 3 ults, almost 4 ults here. And right now they don't even need to pop any because they're up on numbers. Pitt is still trying to regroup here. Got the numbers now.
Oh,
And now it's time for a little bit of Q Overwatch.
I love crosswalks. Foldy. Also seeing a little convention here. Hulk comes in, Shadow. Already low health, walled off. Still because of the gauge. The Madman, the Hog Wild is going in. High Noon gets 2! And that's going to be Rakov pushing forward. Another hook after another. That's going to be all the ultra Chicago invested in still holding on to the bot. Which means that there's going to be 2 more chances Pitt has at least to get their ults built up for the final fight.
I think Chicago overcommits there a little bit. Didn't need. I don't think they needed that tree. High Noon got them the kills.
Dark Claw gets a pick again. Zenity also. That's the whole split just done for. The rest of the main combo of Pitt has to back off. And that engage unfortunately got cut off. They did trade out Luna here, which means that they're going to have 5 up before Chicago will. A little nervous here, Doge. Not gonna lie. Going to the final fight here, but Chicago doesn't have any ults built up. Downpour comes in. Phenomenal.
Jinsei's in the back.
Oh, but that's gonna get Gunna as well. The OC just doing just wonders for Jinsei right now. Rakov, last one alive is a meaty hog. Unfortunately, was not cranked hard enough as Pitt wins map 3.
Pitt up in this series now 2-1. And this is where Chicago really has to figure it out and turn it around if they want a shot at continuing in these playoffs.
Oh, there's gonna be a bit of an overturn in terms of the Pitt believers. We're coming out clean after that prediction going on a chat there earlier. Unfortunately, I lost 1,100 points. Unfortunately, off my gamble. I really thought Chicago was gonna, really take over the map, but actually, I forgot to vote. Never mind, because I don't have enough. So regardless, we're currently down, but there's still 1 more map to go for Pitt. And so far, momentum could be in their favor as they walk down what could be the final decider here, Doge.
Yeah, only 2 map modes left is going to be your hybrid and your flashpoint. Chicago gets the pick yet again. I think if they go with the hybrid, I think I see them going. I could see the. Why am I blanking? Numbani or
Numbani?
Midtown, I think.
Probably, I'm leaning towards Midtown, low-key.
I think so too.
Because, yeah, Gregkov on the Ram. Unless Pit bans Ram here, which in that case, that's going to be a total blunder.
Yeah.
Probably nobody, actually. I think you're right. Probably nobody then, because then Pit can just ban Ram, and, well, it's kind of hard to play Sig nowadays. And there we go. No, yep, Nemani's being blocked in.
Let's go!
Yeah. Congratulations, Doge. You're currently 1 for 1 right now in terms of predictions. Congratulations.
Woohoo!
You could make it 2-1 by gambling on who's gonna win this map. And as well as map being picked out, it's gonna be Chicago coming out swinging with a hazard ban, targeting Custom Shadow.
Yeah, I mean,
Which means
I think this is the right time to do it.
yeah,
They struggled with it a bit there throughout. I'm still surprised they haven't tried to ban the
Soj.
Yeah.
I honestly thought the Soj ban was gonna be here, to be honest with you, because you have like dive tanks like Monkey or Divas have more leniency on them, Bonnie, with that tight corridor and that huge commitment to that dive. Just try to lock out that high ground early on for the opposing team. And Soch, if they get the space to Soch, just gets, as we've seen, Dizzy just can do whatever he wants, as it just takes that huge angle, and it just gets incredible fight meaning value. Alternatively, I could be wrong, and Pitt could just not go Soch, and they might lose in that case, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna have the Nano OC back, so that was pretty much what secured them that Circuit Royale map.
Well, that and the fact that they were able to just push so much on top of Chicago, pretty much ignoring Raykov, which end up like they end up playing on top of that, playing the trades overload just better when that mirror came up between your Cuff and Custom Shadow. Well, that I think just go into a little fruition as well. But we shall see, as it's still on the side of Pitt to ban.
So obviously they can't ban the tank. They've got to ban damage or support. What, they've banned the Kiri, the Weaver, Torb so far.
They could ban Brig. Brig might be a good option here. Maybe more vulnerable backline to try to play into that dive. Raykov, of course, could pull out the ball, could pull out the Winston, could pull out the Diva. Yeah, he is a dive extraordinaire. Could pull any one of these characters out, which means different results for any one of the Pit players. And they're gonna ban Cassidy.
I mean, Insanity was playing it. He got a couple of good picks, was able to slow Pitt down here and there. Which, I mean, you want that on Numbani. Numbani is being a very dive-heavy map. So I can kind of see it. But I think they had better options.
Yeah, I think so too, Doge. I definitely, I don't. I mean, I don't know. This is. If I was Pitt, this is where I bet the Torb, for sure. Oh, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
This. That's funny. Chicago asking a talk defense, and Pitt says this is obvious. It's funny and a little funny. But yeah, that's there. Yeah, Chicago's gonna go ahead on the defense. Sorry, Pitt. Sorry, is gonna go ahead.
Pitt is gonna attack here.
Yeah.
Oh. Pitt wants to attack. I mean, I would say I think you swap, like, ban the Soj, that previous map, ban the Torb here. But, I mean, obviously the Torb ban worked last map. Hopefully the cast ban works this map for them. I do still think it's a bit different, bit odd.
I definitely agree with you on that. Potentially. You know, different angles, right? You know, but just completely different. They could just, I don't know, go sim, and arguably would be like the same value. Dark Law going sim, which means that now Pitt has where now about one big turret does a lot of damage, but 3 turrets that slows you. Which means they have to look and take it out, and it means that their engage could be slower, which means their dive won't be as effective, which means a lot to think about if you're on Pitt right now. And of course, mentality is kicking in, those nerves coming in soon. This especially could be match point or series point for them if they play this correctly, but the ban cycle probably not more towards more favorable. How they could have played it better. They could have banned someone more impactful. Sure. But I mean, it's some mentality they're trying to put out there, Doge.
Well, I mean, I think the ban, like hero bans this season and just in general, have always been the struggle for teams, I feel like. Because you constantly get just these weird bans like this. Just going out, banning the Cass, or last map banning the Torb. tends to be where I think teams have struggled throughout the seasons lately.
Right. I mean, ideally, theoretically, you should think of it as like, oh, you could just straight up just eliminate a huge annoyance in what your team wants to go.
Yeah.
But
Huge
like,
annoyance, possible big threats.
yeah. And a little bit of delay coming from both teams that they're still getting ready in the match. I'm gonna come out with a very bold prediction here, Doge.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot of Pitt there's a lot of Pitts in chat, a lot of Pitt fans, you know, a lot of let's go Pitts being thrown out there. I'm gonna say Pitt takes this map 3-2. I think it's gonna be 3-2 for Pitt. That's my prediction right there. I'm locking that in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Doge, what about you?
I could see this going similarly to Circuit. I don't think it'll go the full 3. I'm gonna guess 2-1 going to Pitt.
2-1 going to Pitt. Okay. How much would you, I don't know, theoretically gamble on that?
I mean, if we go channel points, because I've got quite a few channel points here.
Would you do $126.32 USD?
I don't know if I would do that much. Trying to make a little money.
I'm legally not allowed to answer that question, but what I can say, custom Shadow. Sorry, hard S, or going with the monkey, seeing that break on a backline, classic double hit skin dive here. If anybody could do it, it's gonna be Pitt, and it has to happen. That Torb deep. I hate Chicago's comp right now. I'm not gonna lie. This is cringe. Oh my god. If I'm custom Shadow, I'm swapping.
Yeah, because they're gonna have that good poke with Insanity Darklaw. Breakoff's gonna be able to get in this monkey's face, put the pressure on him.
On engage from Shadow, you're just dealing with a hit skin that can just run away, 2 a Torb turret that could just shoot you down, 3 Life Weaver, and 4 the D.Va constantly counter diving you. Still, that trade comes out, D.Va mech for Mr. Beckett, which means Beckett will be able to come out sooner, which means Pitt might be able to come back sooner and more engaged, somewhat more fruitful. But still, after all I just listed, you still have the Torp and the Soldier and the Life Weaver just making your life absolute hell. So we'll see. Like I said, the Rakov gets mech back already. Alright.
Rakov already back in the mech. Baguette's now coming up on down main here.
And that seemed to find a lot in this angle. Custom Shadow counter dives on Insanity, gets him down, but again, barely living. Able to get that mega, stealing it from Custom Shadow as he desperately needs to keep the dive going. But that's a pick still. It might be a little bit of misplay though, as it seems like Chicago's just gonna get set up the moment the Custom Shadow is able to actually get a hard engage going. As to say that, gets taken out by Luna.
Yeah, Pitt seemed very spread out there. You had Custom and Baguette together. The 2 supports were in a different area. They weren't able to push together as one team there.
I don't want to call it too early, but I think our predictions might be wrong. We shall see. As we're seeing Rakov making that swap, Rakov trying to make the swap to the D.Va. Thank God. But that means that then it comes up and Recon gets taken out. Not able to live, and the whole backline from Pitt is just exploded. Custom Shadow trying to get a pick before he gets out, but Scudda pulling away Darklaw before he gets taken out. Oh my god, I'm feeling so much for Custom Shadow. That sucks. Wow.
I think Custom Shadow's definitely feeling it in them. Feeling it right now. His mental is...
That's a rage swap. That's a rage swap I've ever seen one right there.
Yeah. The Doom has been known to be kind of his rage swap, the mental is going down a little bit.
Instead, he just ran away from the punch. Custom Shadow was not able to lock down the soldier pick, but they're still in position. The angles are being taken, and now instantly two pops cannot respond.
They did not want them pushing that high ground.
Oh my god, Custom Shadow is so low. And now counter dive comes in from Rykov. A lot of damage coming out. Tracer trying to get the rally, but gets taken out by the boosters. That's gonna be Kill Shadow. Gets a lot of good damage, a lot of good initiation on Chicago's backline, but that comp is just too cringe. They will hold. Ninja has OC. It's 20 seconds left. Rico just obviously like, you know what? Oh no, Jitsu!
Oh no, gee.
Oh,
Dark turret, no!
it's so strong. All ults are on the side of Chicago. Jinsei needs to get a miracle OC. Like, this has to be the best OC Jinsei's ever put out. And we've seen miracles popped out, Jinsei's popped out before. It all comes down to this. Contesting out of point. Custom Shadow can stick it up.
Custom Shadow goes down already!
Here comes OC. No!
Oh no!
Insanity visors him out, takes him down, locks him to sights, and lives! He's getting domed by every single member by Pit, but he is just living! Oh my god! Yikes!
I mean, Chicago had the ults for it. They were sitting with 3 other ults, whereas Pit only had the OC. So they were just sitting on them, preparing for that last fight.
Like, what even, like, I guess a comp, ideally, you just, you might as well just, like, go brawl. Like, there's no, like, this, what's the point of going dive at that point? It's just, it's unbearable. I won't even mind Rykov going, like, ball or ramp there, just to try to stay alive, but so far prediction's not looking good, but it's still possible Pit wins this here, Doge.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hey, maybe we get a... Or wait, no. We could get a draw. Oh, no. Oh, no. We could get a draw.
Has that happened before in
It has happened a few times in the league.
Okay.
This season it happened to Chicago earlier this season, but they didn't go to a map 6. Then it ended up being like a 3-1-1 series.
Hopefully Castle Curse doesn't come into fruition, but we're seeing Dark Claw on Torb, so you know they only gotta get one tick. The Torb's gotta work at some point. And if anybody can do it, it's gonna be Chicago. And here we go. 5-man push under.
Underneath. And Pitt's not seeing it.
They don't know. Do they know? They don't know. That's gonna be Meatball. Gunna's a little bit caught out.
TP, yeah.
But Sanity's still pushing forward. Sim's taking out Baguette, trying to play into the angle, but we're gonna see TP back, try to relocate with Custom Shadow. As they're just gonna completely just flip the map. Oh my god,
I thought
huge
Gunna
rock.
was going off the map with that rock.
I thought to see a recon, getting pick on Sandy. Good forward first pick on the fight. Custom Shadow's completely getting outclassed by the Dark Cloud Torb. Oh my gosh. Raykov's already on point, already antied. The point's already halfway to tick. Jinsei able to finally shut down this nonsense, gets the Torb out of there, and it's gonna be a little bit of a potentially, it could be a potential good stagger from Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, Raykov trying to get that little bit of percentage up, just put the toes on point and just stood there with block up.
It's gonna be Gunna, yeah, it's gonna be Gunna and Luna just going for that reset. Yeah, going for the reset. No,
Yeah.
Smart. Already done one of these more times, so getting the same respawn wave, smart.
They don't want another draw.
No! No! Don't sit there. No! Maybe if we say it 3 times, it won't happen. Let's not chance it. As I was saying, as Insanity swapping to that Reaper. We've seen Insanity pull out the Reaper once before. Maybe it
Also
could,
back over to the Devo.
could be the angle that Chicago's looking for this next engage. Or a little bit of a lock-up. Insanity already getting locked down. Luna taken down off with the rip. Engage not going so well, but Dark Cloud's gonna hit a lot of point time here. Gets halfway through the tank. Strategic maybe. I say Dark Claw.
Wait, is that a Nano Zen?
Oh, that's, oh
That's
my
a
god,
Nano
Tracer! Oh my god. He didn't really get any of the kills, but oh boy, that was very intimidating from Tracer.
Why?
It's not about the utilization of the ult. I think it's about the message they're trying to send to Chicago.
I mean, they still have. It still has 4 of their ults. Chicago's only gonna have the best 3 for this next fight. Chicago's still trying to figure out which way they want to take this fight.
Ascending has swapped 3 times in a matter of a minute. Flux comes out here, gets our color, and Gunna. Tree coming out of retaliation, but still gets the pick. Oh, and the rock on Dark Claw! That's huge for Shadow. He has to stay alive here in order for the rest of the team to get value here. Trans come out. They do not want to lose this hold. They get Luna, and that's going to be another push forward out. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Rykov.
No! With the punch on the Tracer.
That could actually be the thing that loses them this map here, Doge, but I mean they still got I guess they got Wall, they got OC, I mean they still got a pretty good contention, but Chicago has a bit of area clearing.
They've got the TP up too. They just set up that TP to get them back. They completely ignored the TP though.
I think it was a blunder TP. They didn't want to take it. They want to bait it out. Here we go. Torb come on the board right now. And we're seeing that huge wall. But oh, not before Insanity gets a nice shot. Nasty one. OC with the coming up from Jinsei here. Continuing rush from the rest of Chicago. Insanity getting another pick. This might be the thing that was in the fight, but we shall see. Insanity gets another pick. And oh my god, it's Luna going in full clutch. Gets the live, and that's gonna be Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I thought that was gonna go to a draw.
And we're going to map 5. This is the series of all time, though.
Oh man. His recon gets the play.
Skip. You're talking about the skip. All right.
Where did he die in this play? Let's see.
What? He didn't shoot anybody. You saw recover once.
It's just looks like it's just a heal bot play.
What's the point? What's the point? Congratulations, you healed. You done your job. Good job. Congrats. You've done you've done the main mechanic, Orana.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, there's map 5. That's okay. All my channel points are gone. I have 4 left. This is not good.
We are not gonna be getting a map 6. There was no draw. Chicago managed to clear it.
Cool. Thank God. And now this is the set where this is the point where like, what do you even do? Where do you even go from this point on? What the last archetype is what? Flashpoint. It's Flashpoint. You go Servasa or Atlas. I think so, right? Yeah.
Servasa, Atlas, or New Jungle City.
Oh. I think it's gonna be Servasa or Atlas, to be honest. I don't think New Junk is gonna be contending for any of these teams. Maybe Chicago. You know, they could maybe whip out this R with the ball here. Maybe actually. Oh, that's disgusting if that's true. But don't worry, Doge. They can still draw.
How? What?
If another team caps and they all turn off their monitors and just stand there for the whole match.
No.
But it could be to theoretically overtime forever. Turkle says, "Let's get the first 3 caps, and y'all get the next 3." That's great. A little bit of banter going in lovely chat, but still, Tracer is like makes sense to me. Yeah, okay. Pitt is considering Chicago's offer.
So, Pitt, pick and map. I think they'll end up going Servasa. I don't know what they go in terms of their ban though. I guess you could get rid of the Ramatra.
It would be good for trying to head to Servasa. New Junk, especially. And
We are going New Junk.
we are going New Junk. It's
Okay.
gonna be Pitt going ahead with the New Junk pick.
Wait. No, maybe not.
Wait, no. Huh? Okay, so.
NGC
I'm saying-
for not Junker City.
Like, what are we doing? Your Honor, I think he selected. I mean, is that possible? Can he just take back a map pick? Is that against the rules?
I mean, I think to be fair, I don't see who the captain is technically for that team.
It would be.
Oh, it is Bouguet.
It would be Piquet. Because yeah,
So I mean,
they could argue that. They could. They could. I don't know. They could have already called it. And they're gonna go ahead and actually swap their choice to Servasa. Will be the final map pick in this series. Allegedly. Potentially. And I think there's a little bit of technical difficulties going in the lobby, but regardless, just talk about the previous couple of maps we've seen so far in the series. Chicago and Pitt have so far, as we've seen it, been trading blows. They both have something against each other. Pitt has the ability to have Genset just be a huge difference maker in the fight. At the same time, Darkclaw Torb is for some reason the hardest thing that Pitt can actually manage, which is a crazy sentence in the Big 25. But regardless, both these teams have something onto each other that they can whip out. But Servasa's flashpoint, it's a faster game mode. You have to be constantly moving. Both teams have constantly be in motion. Whether or not that means that Pitt will come on top, I think so.
I think the ban is going to help them as they do ban the Ramatra.
Huge ban. Finally coming in. Maybe they were seeing the Ram frame from last map. Maybe that was the plan. But then Rykov has a bunch of, as we know, has an extensive tank pool. He can play the ball. He can play the JQ.
Which at this point, it definitely seems a bit more. Well, majority of his hero pool is more dive. He does have the JQ in there. We haven't seen it this series though yet.
This could be the series we see Rykov with the Dragon King, or him staying on ball. Either way, it's going to be a catastrophe for any team. And also my eyes. But we're also, as well.
Is this where we see Chicago ban the Soj?
I hope so. If there's anything we've learned or we've seen going off just this series alone, is that Jinsei he has to be kept in check. If they do not have him angled out or have him at least have his lane being cut off and miss his team, he will just go ahead and dominate. And at that point, he's going to hit scan duel, and honestly, Insanity was looking very strong early on, but Jinsei and Loki recently have been kind of getting the better of him and his team. As I say that, we're seeing Chicago finally making the right decision as well. Both great bans, both teams. Chicago goes ahead bans the Sojourn. That's gonna be this will be it. This will be arguably both teams' biggest contenders, and the heroes knocked out of the map. We get to see their true raw team strength come together, which could set a great precedence for the rest of the playoff series here, Doge.
Yeah, this map decides which team continues on through these playoffs, either facing Havana or San Diego.
Yeah.
As we get into map 5, Servasa.
We're seeing a lot of gamblers in chat right now. A majority of players going for Chicago. Not to say there's a lot of Pitt enjoyers as well, able to support their team, but both these teams are favored against each other. It's a split audience, and brother, I'm thirsty.
I am ready for this fight.
No, I'm actually thirsty. Can you take? I'm gonna be able to. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. But, Doge, would you please do us the honor of going over the first mid fight, as both these teams looking to play against each other in the brawl.
Yeah. Both teams, a little bit of dive on each side. Pit coming out, Tracer and the Lucio.
I'm actually stupid. The water bottle's right next to me. But like you said, yeah.
On the Diva.
Yeah. Both these teams can go fast and slow. Pit more favor to go faster. But yeah, Doge, take it away. What do we see?
Both teams coming out here. Pit taking more of this outside route. Chicago taking the stairs. Rakoff trying to just sit up high ground, poke at some of this damage, but getting pretty low and eventually taken out of mech very early by Custom Shadow and goes down. And that's going to be a big first pick for Pit here, as Chicago does get first cap. Going to start building up some of this point progress, but quickly get cleaned out. And now they're just staggering around trying to add a little bit more progress to their point here.
Chicago get able to play that rotation beautifully, just getting a full sweep, knocking out their player, and to be able to just do a full flip to an amazing pinch for the fall for Rest in Pit.
Yeah, Rakoff kind of just went in a little bit too farther on that Diva, now swapping over to the Orisa mirroring hit here. Is both teams now kind of fighting this outside area.
Oh,
Pit?
Oh my god.
Kind of just surrounding Chicago here from all sides.
This could be
From
bad for
both
Chicago.
spawns from the point, but
Rakoff.
Rakoff manages to get the kill on Recon Custom, following it up with the kill on Insanity before going down himself.
Oh, gets that great trade coming out. Great spears from Rakoff as well. Beautiful tracking. Almost takes up again. Does take down with a nice headshot. That's going to be Pit reclaiming their point once more. Pit like losing their point once more. Chicago be able to play a beautiful engage there, not letting the wrap deceive them. Coming up to Tree here, only from Chicago. Might be a little bit scuffed. As Pit coming up with almost 5 ults.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Xidrid comes out here with the high noon. Jinsei making a lot of progress.
Ult.
So much space is being given up. Baguette with the pulse bomb gets down Dark Claw here. Jinsei goes for the 1v1 in the corner while Custom Shadow just slams the whole train. Gets taken out by Gunna. Respawns back with the continuing rush. Chicago pushes forward on the entirety of Pit. It's going to be a really scrappy fight here.
That was 7 of the 9 available ults being used. We could see there's 8.
There's another one.
Rakoff.
Oh my god, gets Jinsei. This fight can lead them.
Oh, I thought they were gonna get the cap.
I thought Chaser was gonna Ajax. I'm gonna be honest. I thought he was gonna beat right there, which would have been great for his team. But decides to hold on to it as Custom Shadow and the Baguette are just gonna be taken down. First point going to Chicago.
Would have been nice to see an Ajax. We haven't had one this series.
You know, it's not too late, Doge. Never say never.
Especially with, I mean, we both of us knowing Ajax.
We have. Let's coming back. Response is back. And it's gonna look like another Q fest here.
No! Custom gets Rakoff off.
that kind of solidifies the fight here. I don't know. And that's just an unfortunate fight there coming from Chicago heading into that. I mean, they try to play the high ground advantage, but they have no line of sight of Pitts just playing that corner, and it just ended up biting him towards the end. And we're seeing it coming right back in again. That's going to be a little bit of a walk up from Chicago. They have the same, but
They don't get the touch.
they don't touch.
They've got 4 ults. They couldn't get there.
And it's going to be Pitts still coming at top of the fight still, regardless. They had so much going for them.
Tracer gets the kill.
Oh my gosh.
Raykov jumped off, but Tracer was able to sneak in there and get a boop off.
Oh boy. 1-1 so far in the map. It's both these teams, again, taking blows to each other. They have something able to take away from each other and be able to expend that in their favor. Chicago has 4 ults in this next fight. If they don't pop at least 2, I'm gonna riot. Here comes the roar out. Here comes the stamp from Custom Shadow. There do we see a third. They don't need. Oh, they don't need it. Dark Claw.
No.
Oh my god. That's 3 picks. That's a beautiful engagement from the Tor player himself. Just pretty much solidifies the whole team fight for the rest of his team. And that, yeah, they're gonna take point back. Both Orissas going. Oh my god, going that shield perk here, which is obviously a bit unorthodox, but into the mirror matchup is quite viable. Seeing that as well. A little bit of sneaky flank coming out from Mr. Biquette as he's looking to try to exploit Pitt's backline. As I'm saying that as well, Pitt's going to make a nice rotation, getting a lot of good early space here. Continue Rush goes forward to the point, vicinity, and the tree, going out with a visor. And Gota with the pulse bomb takes it down. Cover with the trade off the javelin spin. Going in fully deep, wants to get a kill, gets Jinsei, gets the Tracer, and Custom Shadow out of the fight. It's going to be greater ults better utilized. Finally, Chicago using their ult economy in their favor. And they're looking like they're going to get another point captured. So far, Doge, we're seeing Chicago finally crawl their way back into this match and to the series.
Both teams popping some ults there. Who barely getting in touch. They're still trying to contest this just to let the rest of Pitt get back. But eventually it goes down to the turret.
Oh my god. And it's going to be Tracer touching his entire team with the beat. And it's going to be Raykov trading out, winning out the tank duel real quick. Darkclaw, of course, with the turtles just doing so much damage.
Oh man. Raykov and
Darkclaw got a little bit too excited there. It happens to the best of us,
premature.
You know. one every 5 Overwatch players, you know, have the problem, and you know it's fine. Listen, it's the best of us sometimes. They got a little too excited.
Custom now swapping over to the Zarya.
Interesting pick. I guess.
And Jinsei onto Soldier.
I don't
There's a
know.
lot of swaps coming out for Pitt here.
We're seeing the Ana come back from Recon, but I don't know if that's going to be the deciding factor into the swaps here. Saying that, Cosmo Shadow, a lot of good damage on the point here. They're able to eliminate that turret with help of Recon. They have the split fight here. Pitt taking that high grenade opposed to Chicago, trying to pick up that walk-up vicinity. Just getting full-on aggro on Shadow. Gets caught out here. Darkclaw goes into the shade on Recon, but Rykov already was winning the tank matchup here. Gets on Custom, and a nice spear onto Mr. Biquette. Jinsei will have to live with the last one's tongue to tell, as Chicago will regain their composure on top of the high ground, which will make the Pit walk up on the Tsar very hard. Pause. And I don't know, they're just it seems like as soon as Pit has an advantage, they just aren't able to just follow up on it.
Yeah, I mean, especially right now, their ult economy it's lacking a bit after they made as many swaps as they just did. To get only one with an ult. Recon trying to work his way up. There's the pulse bomb. Doesn't connect though.
Slam coming in. Gets 2 with it, and a third one with Insanity.
third.
Winning that DPS matchup. Oh my gosh, it's nothing really Pit can do.
And
It's
that
Dr. Siege stagger.
that's gonna be it. Yeah.
That's
even-
it. There's no way.
Yeah. That's
Second.
pretty much gonna close it out.
Big
Yeah,
has the
barely
touch
gets
though.
the touch, but
Why
dies,
can't-
and nobody else is gonna be close enough to touch. And Chicago is gonna take map 5, winning this series 3-2, and locking them in to round 2 of playoffs. The upset.
MVP of the game. I'll go into Dark Claw there. Let's be honest. Like, oh my god. Every time I've seen this man on Torb, he usually gets 1 kill with the turret, which is unheard of against actual Diamond / Masters players. What an interesting series, Doge. I don't know what to say.
I mean, you've got the upset there. The number 6 seed taking out the number 3 seed Pit.
And with that,
So-
all my channel points are also gone.
Oh no.
Let's go, Pit.
But
Oh,
now with
man.
Chicago winning that series, our round 2, our semifinals of the Sapphire playoffs is going to be SDA versus Chicago, and then Havana versus Jersey. The 1
Is it
seed
not-
versus the 6, the 2 seed versus the 5. That means, wait,
Would it be
both of our quarterfinal matches, the lower seed won.
See a little bit of a losers bracket run coming up from Jersey and Chicago then, if that's going to be
Yeah.
the case. But again, they're going to be up against the 1st and 2nd seed. First, of course, being San Diego, and
Woohoo.
second being us of Havana. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if we see one of the lower bracket teams making grand finals. If everything is true. But we will have to wait until those matches come out. I think next week. As
Yeah, next-
it could be best of 5. Yeah, next
Yep,
week, right?
next week's semifinals, and that'll actually be first week of playoffs for all 3 leagues. Right now, Ruby playoffs, we've got Pitt, Chicago, Louisville, Vancouver. I believe that's locked in, and I'm pretty sure Emerald is also locked in. Actually, okay, so I think Ruby, there's still a chance for Havana to make it, I believe. But Emerald is locked in Las Vegas, New York, Maui, Nashville are your 4 teams for the Emerald League playoffs.
What a series! What a map! What such maps! What such interesting comps we've seen this evening, Doge. This is, I cannot believe that a Torb team is making its way through playoffs right now. Who would have thunk it? And the Big 25 of all years to do it. Now is the time that Torb might be able to come back. But who knows? With the addition, also consider Doge. Look at the addition of the new support character, Wu Yang, sorry, Wu
Yeah.
Yang coming out soon. Coming out in the middle of playoffs. When their character coming out with also a new patch coming up soon.
He's going to be coming out the week of the grand finals.
All I'm saying is, teams better start learning.
Yeah.
Who knows what will happen for upcoming matches. It's gonna be looking like we're gonna see a little bit of a shift of possibly some upsets coming up soon. But of course, we'll have to see what we have to Doge.
Definitely. So I'd see where the rest of this regular season takes us is, I think we're still trying to get a Ruby match scheduled. I don't know if that's happening, when that's happening, but I think with that we're pretty much done. Brackets are pretty much just about set. Teams are just about set.
Yeah, and I'll be make sure to look forward to it, and as well as everybody else. I'm sure it'll be such an eventful time, for a good time for everybody to follow the channel and check up on the Discord, keep notifications unblocked, and start. I'll be speculating with my bracket predictions. I think I'll be posting that soon. I'm curious what everybody else thinks about what the other teams are going to be making it. But I won't say anything too much because But I got a good feeling about who's going to try to win this season. But regardless, I think it's all the time we have, isn't that right? And I think
Yeah, that's it for tonight.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming out here. It's been an honor casting with you, Doge. Really appreciate it. Shout out to Prod for being for the observer for this evening, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun time coming up soon. Doge, any last words you want to say to the people before we head out?
Been a good night. Hate to see Pitt go. Chicago's making it on, but that'll be it for us tonight.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.